came home to this. This is amazing.
I can't move. Hold on.
Oh, you guys. Oh, look at this. You did it. Holy shit.
I don't think she wrote that.
No, I don't think Lucy wrote that. Oh, and we love you. Yeah, go for it. This is Thru Hiker celebration time. Shallow. Yeah? Nice?
Yeah.
Is it warm?
Oh, yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to my first day after completing my thru hike of the Appalachian Trail. I have no idea what this day is going to be, or any day after this. But my friends are still here, and I'm going to miss them when they leave. But we're going to have a big breakfast together. So I just dropped off scorecard at the train station and cup of tea in Portland. And now it feels real. It feels over now. It was really hard saying goodbye to Cup. It was really hard saying goodbye to Cup. And I think about everything that we experienced together and how much she helped me in so many ways. I know that God put her in my path for a reason. That first time I met her in the Smokies. We had a lot of fun. And I know she got frustrated with me a lot, but she didn't give up on me either. And I'm so blessed to have had this journey with her. She's been such a good friend. It's hard. It's gonna be hard. Feels pretty good to be watching this rainstorm from inside my house and not hiking through it. Grateful, very grateful. This is interesting.
are you doing, puppy? What are you doing, puppy? All you see is the tail. There she is. Good girl. What are you doing, Katahdin? That's deep. Oh.
Go up the stairs, silly.
So I went and did my resupply at one of my favorite grocery stores, Hannaford, and we had all kinds of food. It was pretty awesome because I don't have to carry any of it on my back. And if anybody watched my video from when we got to New Hampshire in Hanover, I made one of my grandmother's old recipes, fried zucchini and pasta, and that's what I was craving the most. And the finished product with some nice Romano cheese, fresh grated Romano cheese on there. Make sure my sister sees that. It's got to be like white. Oh, I'm home. All right, Michael. Reacclimation video.
Yes, this is part of it. You're in it.
It should be on you then.
I'm showing my family. I'm back with my family. Woo! So that's the hat I wore
for my entire Appalachian Trail thru hike. And this is what it used to look like. Whoa. Yeah, that hat used to be exactly this hat. And Jim got me this for completing the AT. Oh, can you even believe that it was that dark at one time? I'm sure my early pictures and videos probably have it looking like this one. But that's wild. That's sweat and rain and cold and sun. That's what that is. Good morning. It's weird not talking to you every day, I have to say. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Today's Thursday. I summited Katahdin on Monday. Completed this incredible journey. And honestly, I'm still trying to sort out my head. It's strange to be back. Yeah, I was only gone for 5 months. I mean, it's not like I was gone for 5 years. It's not like I was in the wilderness for 5 years or something crazy like that. But it's just weird being back and just shifting your total perspective back to living in the real world, if you will. And not just focused on yourself every day and your family, of course, but it's a very individual journey. And what I mean by that is you are just thinking about what you need to do. You're thinking about what you need for the day. You're thinking about the miles you need to do for the day. Of course, you know, you're talking it over with whoever you might be hiking with. But it's a very self-centered world, kind of, when it comes to that. It's not self-centered in that, I mean, of course you think about all the other hikers out there and you care about each other and you care for each other, but it is different. And being home is so amazing. It's just weird. I don't know. I'm not doing a very good job of describing it. Yeah, I got a new hat. My parents got me this for my birthday. It's big for my little peanut head, but I like it. Oh, and the dog is in the water. It's funny because she tries to walk along the rocks and then she just slides in. Kind of like her mom. I tried walking along the rocks. My second to last day. And I fell in and I get this huge goose egg on my knee. Because I was trying to stay dry. But she's not really. She's so cute as she gingerly walks along the edge of the water. Anyway, I'm trying to figure things out. I don't know what I want to do. Yesterday I started going through some of my hiking gear. So I think today I'm going to just go through and just talk about my gear with you. And maybe I'll post a separate video on that. Just for whatever it's worth. You know, Cup said something the other day. Do we really need another gear video out there? Probably not. But I feel like it might be helpful to some people just to have another perspective as they're weighing their options. Maybe I'll say something about my gear that'll help someone else make a decision to use something or not use something. So I figured I'd share that with you. I hope you're all having a good day. I have to say I'm enjoying being dry. Very much.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, you can come here. It's nice to eat. Mommy's right here. Right?
So I'm sitting here with my little puppy, Katahdin, and Jim. We're just hanging out. I've been taking naps every day. I think that's important for my body to sort of recover. I've also been trying to sort of, with a pumice stone, sort of file down or wear down the calluses on my feet and some of that dead skin, get that off of there and soak them and all that. I think I have some, I don't think I realized it when I was hiking, but I believe I probably also had plantar fasciitis going because I went out on the paddle board today and it really hurt standing on there. So definitely still healing before I get into any other outdoor activities. But taking naps every day, like at least an hour nap, which is unusual for me. I think it's something I need to do though. But at night or when I take a nap, it's amazing that all I dream about is hiking, and I feel like I'm still hiking on the trail. And so when I wake up, it makes me sad a little bit. Still miss my tramily. I miss hanging out with them. I miss the fun that we had together. But at the same time, I'm really, really, really happy to be home. So it's weird. It's just this whole sort of, juxtaposition of emotions, like when I started the whole thing, or throughout the whole thing, really. It still seems a little surreal that I actually did it. Yeah, it's definitely a little surreal. But when I realize it and I sort of get my head around it, those moments, I'm pretty elated at the thought of it. That, yeah, I successfully hiked the AT. I'm part of that 25% that made it. So it's pretty cool. This morning I spent a lot of time with my gear. I did a whole gear shakedown video thing for whoever wants to watch it. I'm either going to throw it all in one video or I'm going to break it up into multiples, maybe by group or something. We'll see. But still trying to adjust a little bit back to real life. I definitely don't feel like talking a ton. I think the only thing I really love talking about is my hike. Big surprise. It's the only thing I've ever really liked talking about. It's hiking. So anyway, just thought I'd check in, give a little bit of an update. Hope you're all having a good day. Something I love to do is make meatballs, and I'm going to be having Sunday dinner for my grandkids and my daughter and her wife, and we're gonna have meatballs. So I'm here cooking my meatballs, and they're gonna get better. They're gonna get more brown. They'll look a lot more appetizing once they get cooked a little bit better, but it does feel good to be cooking. And Jim just went to the store to get some fresh blueberries so I can make a blueberry buckle. Cooking up a storm, but that's good. It's good. It's keeping me out of trouble. It's keeping me busy. It's great. It is. Now they're looking like yummy meatballs, huh? Yep.
this I swear, it's a truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
Stillness. Just do your best to sit up nice and tall. And you can allow your hands here to start just to rest gently on the knees or the thighs.
Day 1 of yoga. So one thing that I can't stop doing is wearing the same clothes for multiple days. It helps when you don't sweat and get as gross as you do when you're hiking. But I will say that I think I've been wearing this shirt for 2 or 3 days. Thank you, Jim. Oh well, and something I want to do before my metabolism completely shuts down on me is get some ice cream. Because I've been dying for maple walnut ice cream since my dear friend Amy brought it to us in Pennsylvania. So I'm getting my fix. Someone's first ride. First campfire. I have a lot of firsts this week. A lot of them. I remembered this morning that something I love, besides walking my puppy, is getting up early, which means I have to go to bed earlier, which is fine. I've been staying up a little bit later than I normally would, and getting up later and taking naps in the afternoon, which has been amazing. Oh, I saw those mushrooms in Maine. Anyway, she's an early riser, so it should be pretty easy. It's just a matter of me getting up early, too. This morning is the first morning that I've gone for a walk. I need to get back to some of my pre-thru hike habits and thru hike habits of going to bed a little bit earlier and getting up earlier. It seems to be a routine that works for me, works for the dog, and it works for Jim. I haven't really done anything physical until yesterday. Yesterday I did yoga. Today I'm going for a walk. Most of the time I just sit around, do a few things around the house. want to try and get back to being more active again as my body's healing. It's good to move, honestly. It does feel good to move. Somebody decided to do some paw painting on Daddy's shirt. What is that? Are those your paw prints? Huh, puppy? Yeah, you're a good helper. Yeah, so cute. My loves. We playing, guys?
Uno.
Uno. Attack. Oh boy. Are we having fun? Yeah.
Your turn, Luce. Oh, you didn't have a
My
green.
grandkids. 2 of them. 2 of the 6. So, Joseph just got attacked by Uno Attack. Look at all the cards he has to hold. Oh my God. Dude, how are you going to do that?
What you doing? Are you playing? You playing nice?
And we got Sunday dinner.
Woo!
We got pasta, meatballs, chicken parm, garlic bread, Caesar salad, and some amazing red wine. Yay!
Nickel and nickel.
Nickel and nickel, good stuff. I thank you for being there for me through this journey. Thank you for watching all the videos on Chasing Blazes, or some of the videos, or one of the videos on Chasing Blazes. It means a lot. As I said very early on, I'm going to donate the money that I earn on this channel to something worthy. In talking with actually Cup of Tea, she had a great idea, and I'm going to try and find a youth organization that brings either any youth or inner city youth, would be my preference, into the outdoors. And I'm going to donate the money that I've earned on this journey to that cause, because I think that it's important to me to do something to give back. And I want to thank you for making that possible, because that's not how I started this out. And so it's because of all of you that now I'm able to do something good with the money from this YouTube channel, or at least for my AT journey. Let me be specific, the money from the AT journey specifically. And that's really all of it. I've had a lot of questions, and it's been 1 week since I summited Mount Katahdin. Almost to the hour, actually. And I want to share what this week has been like, not just in the video clips of me having fun and doing stuff with my family and eating great food and all of that, but I feel like I need to be able to maybe help somebody else out there, if I can, with what it's like when you come home. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't think I would fall into that bucket of thru hikers who come home and have issues. I figured I was going to come home and slide right back into life, and I was going to be good. I felt like I was going to be able to do things physically, to stay active. I felt like I was going to be just so happy to be around people and my family and all that it was just going to be this seamless transition. Once again, I didn't know what I was talking about. That actually happened with the whites and Maine and all of that too. I thought that stuff was going to be a piece of cake for me because I'd done it all before, and once again I was proven wrong. It ended up being the hardest section of my hike, despite the fact that I had hiked all of it before, pretty much, except for some of the in-between trails. I'd hiked all those mountains. Still kicked my ass. I guess I'll break it down into body, mind, and soul, or physical, mental, and spiritual kind of thing. My body is not able to do much for physical activity right now. I think I developed, based on everything that I'm feeling, I think I developed plantar fasciitis in both of my feet. Probably was a big part of the pain that I was experiencing on trail. And that's probably the biggest thing for me right now, is trying to get that feeling better so that I can do some physical activity. I can't run. Yesterday I went for my first walk. So 6 days after being home, I went for my first walk, and I did like 2 miles with Jim and Katahdin, puppy, right there, cute little ears. And so that's been a bit of a struggle for me to not be able to do things physically without being in pain. So that's limited a lot of my stuff. I went out on the paddle board the other day, and just like standing on that hard surface just really didn't feel good. So, but right now that seems to be the biggest thing. So the physical healing that my body needs is a priority. So I'm trying to be mindful of that and not push myself. I've done yoga for a couple days, which is feeling pretty good. So I'll probably keep up with that. But I also think that not having the level of physical activity that I have been, that endorphin release is gone. It's not even minimized, it's just gone. And I think that that's contributing to some of the mental challenges that I'm also having. So I'm very happy to be home. I need to make sure that I don't confuse that with everything else. So I'm happy to be home. I feel good being home, with my family, and I'm going to see more of my family in the next few days as well, which will be great. I don't feel like I want to be around people. I don't want to be social. I really don't feel like talking about anything unless it's my thru hike. It seems to be the only thing that I enjoy talking about, but not everybody wants to listen to it. I feel really bad for Jim, my husband, my incredible husband, because something he said to me yesterday made me really sad. And he said to me, I've been waiting for you to come home for 154 days. And even though you're physically here, you're not here. You're still not home. And he's right. I'm very detached. I'm very I'm just not present. I don't know where I am, but I'm not here. I don't know if part of me is still on the trail. I don't know. I'm confused by all of it, to be honest. And I don't know. I don't know why. Because I am happy to be home. I'm struggling with having conversation with people. I'm struggling with being engaged. I'm engaged for a little bit and then I just check out. I just don't want to engage. And I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's a form of some level of depression after being on trail. I don't know if it's, I've been in this different world for 5 months and now being back in this one. I just don't know what's going on with me. So I'm having challenges socially with my loved ones and connecting and just being engaged. My sister, I was on the phone with her this morning and I was talking to her about what's going on, and she said something to me that was quite profound because it reminded me of something that I learned when I was on the trail that I guess I had forgotten in all of this, sort of re-entry that I'm going through. She said to me, it's okay to be doing your own thing for a bit. That's normal. But she says, we're not meant to be alone. God doesn't want us to be alone. God wants us to be around other people. God wants us to help other people. And when she said that, I was just like, oh, wow, she's right. She's so right. And it reminded me of something that I believed when I was on trail that God was trying to teach me, which was I have this instinct, this natural instinct to retreat anyway. Like I always have. And sort of, I like to be on my own. I like to be alone. I don't have a problem being alone, which is why a thru hike was a great idea to do by myself. But the one thing I found, and it's something that I consciously was aware of on trail, was that God did not want me to be on my own, even though I went out there on my own. He put very specific human beings in my path along that entire journey. And those human beings changed my experience profoundly for the better. And I feel like with the amount of encouragement I got from all of you, my friends, my family, the amount of love, support, belief in me, all of that, I felt like I can't do this on my own, and I'm not doing it on my own. All of these other people are helping me somehow. These people are helping me. So here I am trying to pull away from people in so many ways, and yet God is continually showing me that these people help me. These people make my life richer. These people make my experience better. And it's true. I don't know that I could have done that thru hike if I had been completely alone. I know I couldn't have. I don't even need to say I don't know if I could have. I know I couldn't have. From the trail angels that helped, from the hostels, from my tramily. I mean, my tramily was unbelievable. Just having them at the shelter when I would roll up at the end of the day, because remember I was the caboose. Just rolling up to the shelter at the end of each day was amazing. It just made me so happy to see all their beautiful faces at the end of the day. And I say that to them. I feel like, you don't even know how great it is to roll up here and see all your beautiful faces. And I meant it. It really just, talking to them at the end of the day, talking about what our next day was going to be, talking about what we're going to have for food, like all of that. Oops. Puppy. All of that made it a rich experience. All of that made it a worthwhile experience. All of that made it the adventure of a lifetime. Truly. And I need to remember that. And in my conversation with my sister, one of the things that we talked about was
me doing something to help somebody else. So it's something I'm going to think about. I want to try and do something to help other thru hikers if I can. We'll see. It's something I need to think about because right now I just need to focus on being engaged with my family. That has to come first. And then I can keep taking care of me in other ways, like helping other hikers if I can, other thru hikers specifically. So that's my body. That's my soul and my mind. I'm having a hard time. And I'm hoping that with each day, I figure things out and it gets better. And in the meantime, I will keep you posted. And I will continue to share this journey, even though I'm off trail. I'll continue to share what I'm going through or what it's been like in case it can help other people sort of just be prepared for their post-trail feelings and thoughts and whatever else they may be going through. It's hard. It's harder than I thought it would be coming home. I don't know if people who have to go right back to work are in a better place. I don't know. Or if people who have to jump right into just life, you know, like I had the luxury of being able to be here for the week and have a lot of lazy time. Like I didn't have to do anything. I did a lot of cooking, which I love, but I didn't have to do anything else really. So, I don't know. I'll keep you posted. Thank you for joining this amazing journey. It's been really awesome having you along. Your encouragement, support, kindness has really meant the world to me. So thank you. Oh, look at that, the loon and the chick. Well, we got some downward dog here. Oh my God. My family is amazing. Oh, look at that. Starting, halfway, and finishing. Oh my God. Wow, wow, wow. That is so awesome. You guys are amazing. Oh.